you gorgeous girls, my name is Ingrid and welcome to today's tutorial. This is a tutorial using the NARS Dual Intensity Eyeshadow palette and I'm going to create the look that you can see here today. I will be taking this step by step and like that we can see how these shadows perform wet. So keep on watching. So first of all, I'm going to start by priming my eyelids with this, which is the NARS Pro Prime Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. I really like this eyeshadow base. It's actually clear in color and it's really good. So I'm going to apply this onto my eyelids. The eyeshadow will last all day long and it won't crease. And you guys had asked me to do a wet look using the burgundy shades. So I'm going to see how I get on with that. But I am not too sure how burgundy would look because from what I have seen in dry, this color, which is quite burgundy in the pan, actually turns out to be quite brown on the eyelids. So I don't really know how it will turn out. So we're just gonna see how we get on and you guys will see how it works and what it looks like on the eye and all of that. In order to use these eyeshadows wet, I'm going to be using the brush that came in this palette, which has been designed specifically to use with these eyeshadows, especially when used wet. And in order to wet it, what I'm going to use is MAC Fix Plus. You can use some other type of thing, and what I'm going to do is spray directly the brush. So we take the brush and the MAC Fix Plus and we just wet it a little bit. So I'm going to start with this color here, which is a lighter pink color. And I'm going to apply it on the eyelid and especially towards the inner color, but I'm going to use it also as a base for the darker eyeshadow. It definitely becomes a little bit sort of creamier, a bit more like a cream eyeshadow. But it does seem a little bit shinier, I must say. Now that I've applied it all over the lid, I'm going to take this very dark burgundy eyeshadow. And if it were really this color, I would probably apply it on a lot of my lid, but I'm going to start on my outer third because I don't think it will look as burgundy as it does in the pan. Oh wow, that's incredibly pigmented. As you can see, I do wish that the brush were a little more precise because the bristles are a bit hard to work with because this is quite a flat brush and quite a large brush for my sort of small eyelids. It's got quite a bit of dimension to it, the shadow, but I don't think it looks burgundy whatsoever. I don't know what you guys think, but to me, this doesn't really look burgundy. So I'm going to keep this to the outer third of the eyelid because otherwise it will all look really dark. It already looks quite dark, don't you think? And then I'm going to take a clean blending brush and I'm going to try and blend this a little bit. And I don't know if you can notice, but when you use it wet, it sort of dries and then it's not as easy to blend. So you do have to be more careful working with these eyeshadows in wet because they do seem a little harder to blend once they dry out. So now with whatever is left here on the brush, I'm going to also apply it on the lower lash line. Now to make the sort of burgundy colours pop a little bit more, I'm going to be using this NARS Larger Than Life Longwear Liner, and this one is in the shade Most Wanted, which is sort of like a purple shade. So I'm going to apply this along the top lash line. Now that I will make the look a little bit more interesting because if I go for a black or a brown, it really won't make the eyeshadow pop. Now I'm going to apply mascara. I'm going to use one of my favorites, which is the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. And this is a sample size and I just really love it. It just really gives you lovely large lashes and it helps you curl them without using a curler. So it is really a lovely mascara. You really must check it out. I much prefer it to the They're Real mascara that they had last year. Next, I'm going to use concealer and I'm going to use the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer. So I'm trying to use as many NARS products as I can in this tutorial. And this is a very creamy concealer, but it's really, really pigmented, so you don't need to use much at all. And I like to work it with my finger because otherwise it seems to crease more on me than if I use it with a brush. Well, you have to excuse me because I've lost this nail because I've got gel nails and this one just seemed to pop off, so I'm very sorry about that. Now onto foundation. I'm going to use the NARS Sheer Glow foundation. I've got a little sample here, and this one is in the shade Deville, which is not light enough for my skin tone, but I'm going to blend it well, and like that you can see what it looks like on me. So I'm going to apply a little bit on my skin, and I'm going to take the Real Techniques buffing brush, and I'm going to buff it into my skin. It's actually a really, really lovely foundation. I really am considering picking it up full size and in the right color because it actually has a really lovely finish on the skin. And even though my skin is oily, if I use powder with this or powder later on in the day, it's actually a really, really beautiful foundation. So I do understand the hype around this foundation. Now onto brows, and I'm going to use the Benefit Gimme Brow, and this is one of my favorite products for the brows because it's just so easy to use, and the brows look really natural but defined, and it also holds them better in place if your brows tend to go completely crazy during the day. So really easy to use, and I've got this in the shade Light Medium. Now onto bronzer and blush, and I'm going to use this gorgeous palette by NARS. This was from the holiday collection. So first of all, I'm going to use the Laguna bronzer, and I'm going to use the Real Techniques blush brush for this. And this is a really great brush because it doesn't apply too much product, and I can use this in a 3 shape around my face, and it looks really, really natural. From this palette, I've decided to use this blush, which is called Final Cut, and I'm going with this one because it's sort of like a corally shade, and I think this will look really nice with the burgundy, purpley shades that I've used on my eyes. And to apply, I'm going to use this brush by MAC, which is the 109 brush, and this is a really nice brush actually, especially for those blushes that are not too pigmented, because this really picks up the color really well. Hey, and why not use, as I've got it here, the highlighter? This is Miss Liberty, and I'm going to take the same blush brush and I'm going to apply it on the tops of my cheeks, just to add a little bit of sparkly. And finally, I'm going to take this lip pencil, which is one of the NARS satin lip pencils, and this one is in the shade Biscayne Park, and this is a beautiful peachy nude color, and these are really, really easy to use. So basically you just draw in your lips and that's it. So here is the finished look, and it's actually turned out quite pretty, and I have to say that using the purple eyeliner has really made the colours pop a little bit more. I really hope you've enjoyed watching this tutorial and it has been useful for you. Please press thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video, and don't forget that you can comment down below and you can subscribe to my channel because it's completely free. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye! At the moment I'm actually using a balm, and I'll be telling you what I think about it. It's I can't remember which balm it is. But anyway, terrible memory.